Alright y'all, welcome back to the video. Today we are out on the 150 acres trying to prepare this land for more of the rifle season, more of the rut. That's when my buddy's going to be hunting it the most. We might try to throw up another stand just to see, because we do have a buck coming in right now. We might do some bow hunting too, but as of right now we still have a lot of time to kind of prep everything, so we're going to try to get a majority of that done today. I think one of the feeders came in early, so like 4 days ago I went and threw that out. Here's a little video of that. So now that everything's here, we're gonna at least get everything set up with feeders, getting them full, getting our times, and putting out some cameras just to get our inventory. We wanna know what is out here lurking on this property. So I'll let you know what we got going on for each spot, but first things first, we gotta get this four-wheeler unloaded, and let's head to the first one. The first spot we're heading to, let's just call it the bow stand. Walking up to it, I'm looking around looking for trails and tracks, and it seems like it's been a little dry right here, but us not having a camera doesn't really give us a whole lot to go off of. So let's go ahead and strap one of our edges to a tree. I'm gonna grab the chainsaw and just clear out a little bit of an area because I want to put it to this tree right here. I'm almost positive the deer are coming from that way. So to be 100%, we're gonna clear out this fallen pine tree and then strap it to that one right there to get it cut. Alright, spot number one is complete. We got a camera hung up, all the settings, all the angles, it's all perfect. We're angled at the feeder, it's nice and wide so we can see exactly where these deer are coming from to get an idea. Now when we were cutting these trails out here, we were kind of jumping some deer, and you can obviously see where some of their bedding areas are. But we still want to see the full layout. We want to understand this farm. We want to learn about this farm and just see how everything works out here. So, happy with spot number one. Let's go ahead and jump down to spot number two. All right, our second location is going to be one of our main food plots. It's down here right by the pond. I mean, it's a beautiful spot, and the deer have already found this 100%. Now, I only threw one bag of corn in here just because we're going to have to lift it up and put our legs. I'll explain that here in a second, but look at the daggone tracks. I mean, they are coming through here hot. One cutting through, and then it goes all the way down. Now we got to come through here and do a little bit more work to get our food plot ready. We haven't even like scratched the surface yet, but once we do that, we're gonna throw some seed down, and she's gonna be right in here. So let's go ahead and stake these legs, fill this feeder up, hang our camera, and then we're off to spot number three. Alright, spot number two set up. This feeder's filled, camera is set, ready to rock and roll. 100% gonna get some pictures tonight of some deer moving through here because looks like they've been using this spot pretty heavily. So let's go ahead and pack up all the stuff and let's move to spot number three. Spot number three, so we're gonna do a couple changes right now. This feeder's already here, but there's nothing in it because I gotta throw the stakes, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why. I forgot to say it over there. These Moultrie feeders are by far one of the best feeders I've ever owned because it's everything you need. They're very affordable. Only downside is that they're extremely small. They're maybe like 5'9" fully installed, and that's why I use these U-posts, because it gives it just enough height that once these are fully installed all the way around it, you're looking at around 7-8 foot. The deer can't go up underneath and start trying kind of spin it with their tongue, and they're just like naturally gravity feeding all the time. Gets it high enough off the ground to where these feeders are ready to rock and roll, and just the whole system, everything about them, it's a good one. So we're gonna back this feeder up, and we're actually going to expand this trail back here. It's way too narrow. You can't see nothing from where we're gonna have the spot. We're gonna cut 3 more lanes each side with the mulcher just to open this spot up, because it is way too narrow. So we're gonna get the mulcher back in here, but just to start getting all the feeders active today, we're still gonna back this one up. Just gotta imagine what it's gonna be like when we're 6 lanes wider. Same deal, you post corn, feeder, camera, let's get her all set up. Couldn't be happier. Everything is set up. Now we're gonna give it around 3-4 days. Whenever we come back out here for me to throw out some food plot seed, we're gonna have a check-in to see what has been lurking on this 150 acres. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all, so it's probably been about a week and a half since the last time we checked up on any of the cameras, any of the feeders. We let them rest for a little bit just to try to get as much activity as we possibly could on the property. Meanwhile, while that's been going on, I've been over there at my farm, guys, doing as much hunting as I possibly can. Well, let's rephrase that. A lot of sitting, guys. I probably have over 100 hours in the woods right now. When I normally sit, I mean, they're at least a 6 to 8 hour sits. I've only done 2 morning hunts, and the rest of them have been all evenings. And I'm not gonna say it's been going bad, guys. We've been seeing a ton of deer, but I've been, I guess, call it picky on what I want to shoot. We've had multiple deer come in, tons of does, tons of small bucks. The ones that I could have shot at was a mama doe and a fawn, and I just chose not to do that, guys, because I'm not that type of hunter. I mean, here in the next 2 weeks, they'll probably split up either way, but as of right now, if that baby stood with the mom, why would you shoot her? The deer I'm not shooting, I still do a practice draw. It's just good to know, just kind of hone into the same situation when you are going to take a shot. Had a spike come in, same thing with him, just kind of just doing my practice stuff. But I mean, like I said, guys, I just enjoy being in the woods, and it hasn't been bad, but something is going on with the farm right now. Nothing that involves like us. I mean, we got the property, and we'll probably have it again next year as well. But if I can't really tell you guys what the situation is right now, because it's just confusing, man. Let's just say this: if I say it now, the video won't happen. So like, it's just if the video does happen, it's gonna be a freaking banger. We got some things going on around the farm. Pretty much I've only been able to hunt 2 main stands right now. One of them being the radish field, which I haven't even really touched because it's a super far shot and I'm not really comfortable with that yet. So I kind of just been wanting to get that first doe and just see how I feel about it, and then we'll try to push back to that 40-50 yards. That's a long stretch. The spot I've been hurting the most is the swamp stand, and guys, like I said, it's been that slow because I've been going a lot, and you got to let those spots set. They really haven't even been established very long, especially the swamp stand. So it's come to the point where I reevaluated the situation, and we're gonna come out here today, guys, and go ahead and set up a ground blind over here in these pine trees. And once we go over what's been on the farm, you guys are gonna see why I want to give it a shot, because the deer over here are very active in the mornings. They're here in the evenings. I mean, they're even out during the day. I mean, there's a lot of does over here, and like I said, we're gonna review that footage here in a second. But as of right now, let's go ahead and get this spot set up, and then we're gonna go over what we've seen, because our next hunt is gonna be on this farm, and hopefully it's gonna be our first compound kill. So let's go ahead and get her set up. Once we get them on camera that they're kind of getting used to, we're going to slip in here one evening and try to knock down a doe. Now, with that being said, let's go review all of the footage that we've gotten in the last week and a half of what is living on this property. We're going to go ahead and log out of my profile and hit the other farm. All right, here we go. Now, we've obviously got a lot more than what I'm about to show you guys, but this is just what I thought was most interesting, just for my brain, just trying to figure out the development of this property. Number one, we got the old little spike. He was actually the first deer that we got on cameras, and he was just kind of checking the whole scenery out. We got the old hen turkey. She came through a couple of times, I believe, Just some more doe. I think there's another doe in the back. We're getting a little action over there by the pond. You can tell they're kind of lurking in the back, and that makes sense because that was about what I saw last time I was out there viewing the tracks. Got another doe coming through. This was the first doe in the evening to come through at our rifle stand. I heard about this farm. I've never had crows come to my corn, but they obviously love it over here at this farm because they're always flying through. You tell the deer they're starting to group up a little bit more, coming through with a couple buddies and all the different spots out there. Alright, so this caught my eye. So the first buck that we've had come through the property is this giant freaking 4-point, and he's still in velvet, which is pretty cool. I've never seen a 4-point in person be that big, and then not even like a week after we got this video, we had another one that looked almost identical come through my farm. I mean, he almost looks identical, but mine is a little 6 because his tines are there. So that was the first buck that we had over there that was a decent size. The second buck we wound up getting was a little 6. I mean, this dude's a little basket 6, but you can tell he's got potential. Just gotta give him some time. Wasn't really getting much action during the day or evening over there by the pond stand, but the first daylight picture we got is this fat old groundhog. I mean, dude's just chilling, scoping stuff out, trying to figure out what he can eat. So now we're kind of leading into this week. You can tell that the deer went through their spots and found the one they liked the most, and that has been over there where we just put the blind up. And you can see that 4-point, he keeps on coming through, and he brought all of his little girlfriends. I'm pretty sure there is some mixed in spikes in with them, but he seems to enjoy that spot the most. We even caught him over there at the rifle stand one of these nights. You can tell he's kind of bedded down. He's living in that area, and he's just scoping stuff out. And this cracks me up. There always seems to be that one deer that's just, he's a little weird looking. That seems to be this spike. I don't know if it's not growing or if I really don't know, but you can just tell it's very skinny, and he's missing it on the other side. So poor guy, hopefully he grows it back. And this was the last picture I just checked when I logged on here, guys. This farm has an infestation of coyotes. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere. When I went out there for the first time on this property, scoping stuff out on the ground, I mean, there's poop everywhere. My buddy's got pictures of them running through the fields during the day, and this video is not loaded yet, but about the time I edit this, it will. That seems to be a freaking coyote coming through the rifle stand, so it's good to start getting a little bit of videos of them coming through because we can get an idea of kind of where they're going and what's their game plan. And I bought everything to do a full coyote hunt, so we just got to get out there and try to make that happen. But I think that's a pretty good inventory of what we've got on the property so far. Do I wish there was some more bucks? Of course, everyone always wants more bucks, but guys, I didn't really start getting any decent sized bucks on my property until like almost like a month. I mean, it takes time. Just even with the bucks that I have established on my farm right now, they still just do whatever the hell they want. And then when it starts to cool down and the food starts to get a little slim, you'll start trying to hopefully get them on video more and rely on your corn and your food plots, whatever you have planted out there. But it just takes time. That's why I make these videos for you guys, trying to jump into these properties. I mean, it's going to be almost prime the second year we're managing it, because you got to let it develop. You got to let the deer, do what they want, find out where they feel comfortable, just really get an idea of what the deer are doing, and you just have to adapt and try to go with them. So for the start, I think that's pretty good, and it's always exciting, guys. I mean, I stare at that app probably the majority of my day. I barely sleep. I'm trying to be on top of when these deer are coming in, and I do it for both of these properties. So it's exciting to see what's going to come in. It's always a thrill. And as soon as we start getting some more stuff, guys, we're going to have some more updates. But like I said, next video you're going to see is hopefully getting the first compound kill. So let's just give it some time, let her rest, and hopefully that will be the next video. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, Litton Bass TV.